Welcome in all to the Society of Ordinary Gentlemen. I'm just an ordinary gentleman named Danny, who happens to be your host. So we're here today. I've got my fancy gloves on, and we're going to do a bit of unboxing. I was fortunate enough to win Mr. Truck and Piper Bob's 100 sub giveaway, and he gifted me a nice little gift card to smokingpipes.com and sent me on a bit of a shopping spree. Now, before I went over there and just added a bunch of stuff to the cart, I asked for your opinion. And a bunch of people showed up in the comment section and kind of added their 2 cents on everything. Some people suggested some nice briars that would be available in that price point, something quality to add to the collection. And it was SMR who was like, well, since you don't really know what sort of tobaccos you enjoy, it might be a good idea to just pick up little 1 ounces, little samples of, well, every different thing, and give it all a go. And after that, once you've tried a whole bunch of different stuff, you'll have a much better idea of what sort of things you enjoy, what things you might want to add in more bulk to the cellar in the future. So we took a bit of his advice, and here I have my nice little laser cut box, and I did this on my machine. Got a bit of a Celtic theme to it. And it is just overflowing with different blends. Now, some of the stuff I picked just because of the name. Some of the stuff I read the description and said, well, that sounds interesting. We'll give that a go. Others are recommendations or just things that people wouldn't stop talking about all the time. And I said, well, I've got to give that a go. So let's talk about, we'll pull this first one here. This was a recommendation from Badger Ash. Some Father Dempsey's. I don't know anything about the blend. I didn't do research at all on it. You merely said, hey, this stuff's good. It's kind of my all day. I very much enjoy it. I said, that's good enough for me. We threw a 1 ounce in there to give a go. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Oh, I picked up a few for me and my buddy Mike to try. We're doing a series of episodes together called The Glencairn Saga, Tall Tales and Short Glasses. We're just going to sit around and enjoy some nice whiskeys, and he's recently got into pipe smoking as well. Like, I was doing it, he said, hey, that seems interesting to me. So he wants to sit down and enjoy some pipes as well. And I said, well, if we're going to do that, we're going to need blends. So I wanted to add a few blends to the list. Just stuff that I feel like, knowing him, he's going to enjoy. This is some Cornell and Deal's Irish Blessings. And aromatic, if I'm remembering correctly. Mike, very, very much an Irishman. Enjoys all things Irish. Loves the music, loves the whiskeys. And I said, we'll just get some of this Irish Blessings just because it was an aromatic. It seemed approachable, and he'll like it just because of the name, I'm sure. Another one that I picked up for us to try out was from Peter Stokeby. I haven't had any of Stokeby's blends yet, and this one's called Highland Whiskey. Supposed to have a nice whiskey kind of note to it. I believe it's topped with a special whiskey of some sort. I'm sure I could go back and read the descriptions, but you don't need me to sit here and read descriptions to you. It's supposed to have some nice, delicious whiskey flavor on it. I said that's good enough for me. I wanted to try something from Stokeby, so we threw it in the cart. Now, this next one I also got because of someone in my life. I met a young lady, and she has an affinity for all things horror and loves witchy and ghost type stuff. And I said, when we're hanging out watching horror movies or something like that, I would love to have a fitting blend for the occasion. So I picked up some Sutliff Voodoo Queen. Mostly just because I seen the name and I was looking for a blend for that, and I said, perfect. So we just threw some Voodoo Queen in the cart. And it seems interesting. I've never tried a blend that's constructed like that. So hopefully it's pretty delicious as well. Now, this next one, it's strictly because, well, I don't know that I've ever seen a video where Ghost Cobb isn't enjoying some Pegasus. I was honored to be chosen as one of the Fine Five, and I was watching some of his videos both before and after that, and he's always just talking about, yep, and of course there's Pegasus. Yep, Pegasus in here. It didn't matter what sort of pipe he was holding. I think he's got probably dozens of pipes that are dedicated to nothing but Pegasus. So I said, if he enjoys it that much, I've got to give some a go. So we picked up a little 1 ounce of Pegasus to give a try. Now the next two, these are ones that caught my attention before I even really started doing a ton of research. I did a video, it's back at the beginning of my list if you want to go watch it, and it's the top 5 blends. Why it may be a terrible idea to have an inexperienced pipe smoking gentleman select for you your blends was the premise of the video. And I just kind of pick things by name and some folklore and things like that, just stuff that popped out at me, stuff that was interesting. And on that list was some number 400 Superior Navy Flake. I had never tried a flake before when I chose to put number 400 Superior Navy Flake on the list. I have since tried one. It's Cornell and Deal's After Hours Flake. Very delicious stuff. I enjoy flake as just a means of packaging. It's got a unique flavor, and I kind of enjoy sitting down and just prepping out some flake. So I'm hoping that I enjoyed this number 400 Superior Navy Flake. I'm told that it ages well, and if it's something that I enjoy, I would like to get a lot of it for kind of different projects. I would like to try my own toppings. I would like to do some different projects as far as different ways of cellaring and things like that, just so I can see the differences. So I said, while we're buying, we'll get some of this number 400 flake and give it a go. Now, the last one I have in the box here was also one that I picked, and I picked it sheerly off of the lore behind it. It's Cornell and Deal's Epiphany. The Revelation clone, said to be the favorite of Albert Einstein, and I'm a bit of a sciencey kind of nerd, and obviously Einstein, absolute genius. And I just kind of want it for that historical connection. I just want to give it a go because, it's what Einstein used. So it was well worth the add to the list, just for the coolness of it, the cool factor, if you will. So we put some Epiphany on there. Now, I know for those of you at home who are counting, who know a lot of these blends, you say, wait a second, that is not at all $50 worth of bulk tobacco, especially when it was on sale when you bought it. And to that I say, you're absolutely right. It's because I didn't end up using that card on these blends. These were just things that I decided to pick up to put in the cellar, stuff I wanted to give a go. I was talking with Truck and Pipe Bob the other day and kind of asked his opinion on it. And he said, get you a pipe. Get you something that you can hold on to forever, something you'll have as a memory. It was the first time you won a GAW in the pipe community. You were just starting out. Get you something that you'll have forever. And he said, if you don't like any of the pipes that are right there in that range, just save up a bit or throw a little bit in and get what you want. Get something special with this. And I knew I was going to be picking one of these up because I'm graduating at the end of the year and I wanted to get myself something special, something I could have in the collection forever, like Bob was talking about. And I enjoy when pipes have something that connects them to me. Like, I really enjoy my first Bones pipe because it was my first, and I bought it knowing it was going to be my first and my heirloom piece, and it was going to pick up all this character. So, like, that's that connection. The other two that I had in my collection were from my friends, my best friends. And for my birthday, they knew I was getting into this hobby and they said, well, we'll get him something. Each of them picked something for me to have, and now I have those in my collection, and they'll always be connected to those people and my birthday. So when I'm picking pipes, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a connection to something. And in this case, it'll be the pipe from my graduation, and it's a Peterson. Now, I've wanted a Peterson since I first started looking into pipes. I enjoy Irish things myself, and they just seem classy. They seem like a gentleman's pipe. So I found this one. It is an estate, so I got a bit of a deal on it. And I went with the Peterson 313. Gorgeous pipe. Beautiful, like almost reddish stain to it. Heavy rustication. There's a little bit of a something going on right there inside of the rim. Like I said, it is an estate, but the silver work, or in this case, the nickel work, is quite nice. Stamping is beautiful. I went with a P-lip just because that's the system type way, right? I wanted a system, and I wanted the P-lip, the innovation of it. It just clenches beautifully. There we go. That's such a wonderful pipe. It just feels right. It just feels like it was the right choice, you know? And you're gonna have to wait a little while for the first smoke on this, because I'm gonna wait until my graduation day. I'm gonna sit down and in the gown with the little hat on, and still got my tassels, and I'm part of the honor society, so I get the little cords and the nice shawl piece and everything with all the regalia on it. So I may just sit down and in full garb break out the Peterson system and enjoy the first smoke out of it. That's what it's for. I also was lucky enough, if you watched my last unboxing, to get this little meerschaum, and I think that's. Like I said, I enjoy pipes that just got something to connect them to me. So I'm gonna wait on the first smoke of this one as well, and that's gonna be after my first day. After my first day at the new job, whenever that is, with whatever company it happens to be with, my first day as a professional. I'm gonna come home after my first day and sit down and have myself a nice beverage and enjoy the first bowl out of this beautiful latticework meerschaum pipe. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this unboxing. I'm Danny from the Society of Ordinary Gentlemen, wishing you well, and we'll see you on the next one.